Hello, fight fans. Welcome to Fight Numerology, and today we are breaking down UFC 323 Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr 2. And before that, let's talk about the last event, Hooker versus Sarukian. And in that card, there were 14 fights, and 11 out of 14 were correct picks by us. And now let's move to UFC 323, and we are going to break down this event through numerology as well. And you must be thinking, why numerology, why not technical analysis? It's because there are so many technical analysts on the YouTube and they are quite good. What I am good at, I am good at numerology, and numerology gives you one another aspect of thinking or predicting an outcome of an event. And along with technicality, it increases the accuracy of the outcome. So, this is my approach. I hope you might find it interesting. So, let's break down the main event first. Merab Dvalishvili versus Peter Yan. Let's talk about Peter Yan first. Peter Yan is driver 2, life path 8. His driver 2 is number 11. The number 11 is a master number, and it is a very powerful number as well and very intuitive number. And you should not mess with people with the number 11 in their date of birth. They are very aggressive. And with his life path 8, the life path 8 gives him willpower, determination, and that appears through his fights. And but his personal year 4 is not that supportive, and also the universal day 9 is not supportive for his driver 2 and life path 8 as well. But his master 11, which is of double 1, is quite supportive for the day, but not that much. Now let's talk about Merab Dvalishvili. He has driver 1, life path 5, a great combination, and going through his personal year 2, which is also great. And he has fought a lot of good caliber fighters and dominated them. Except for Peter Yan. Peter Yan fight was quite competitive fight, but he was a step ahead against Peter Yan. And I am going with Marab in this one, as he has technical and numerology both the edges in this matchup. So it will be Marab in this one, and this time this fight not that competitive. I think Marab will dominate Pitayan in this appearance. Now let's talk about the co-main event of the evening: Alexandre Pantoja versus Joshua Wen. And Joshua Wen is just 24-year-old and entered his prime and on a quite good winning streak. And he has also a rare combination of both the day of birth and month of birth are same, like he has date of birth 10th of October, so his month and his date are same, 10/10. So it is a very powerful and unique combination, and also very rare. And with this rare combination, he has just skyrocketed in the UFC. In just 2 years, he has fought 7 times, I think. And this is because of his life path 5. The life path 5 gives you a better luck factor, and people with the number 5 thrives in chaos, and it also suits his game. He has driver 1, life path 5, a very powerful combination going through his personal year 2, which is also good. And his next year will be also great. And whereas the champion Alexandre Pantoja has fought best of the best and dominated them in their fields. And he has 4 title defenses and on a quite good run with the driver 7 life path 3 combination and going through his personal year 2, which is a point of concern because year number 2 is not that supportive for number 7. And that's the only reason I am picking Joshua Van or Alexandre Pantoja because of his ear number. And I think Joshua Van will be luckier on the day of fight against Alexandre Pantoja, and in later rounds he will pick the pace and might find a KO. So I'm going with Joshua Van, the youth energy, just 24-year-old against 35-year-old champion Alexandre Pantoja. Even though if Joshua Van loses, he has a lot of time for the next one. So I'm going with Joshua Van, and the prices are quite good in this one over Joshua Van. Now let's talk about the next fight. Uh, Brandon Morono versus Tatsuro Taira. This is also a great fight. Brandon Morono, former flyweight champion, and Tatsuro Taira is just arrived and quite on a great winning streak. And let's dive into their numbers. Tatsuro Taira is driver 9, life path 3, the same combination have the fighter Islam Makhachev also have the same combination driver 9, life path 3, and also going through his personal year 1, which is great sign for Tatsuro Taira. And the day's life path 9 also favors his driver 9. So there are so many things that are favoring Tatsuro Taira, whereas Brendan Morono has driver 7, life path 5, also a great and powerful combination going through personal year 1, which is also great. So both the fighters are in their prime, and this fight will be very competitive, I think. But Tatsuro Taira might have the edge on the day as the life path is 9 of the day. So I'm going with Tatsuro Taira in this one. Even though Brandon Moreno is better than him, I think seeing his last fights, he has fought best fighters, and he had a split decision against Alexandre Pantoja, the champion. So he is quite good in that. And Tatsuro Taira is newcomer, and let's see how he will perform. But I think Tatsuro Taira will win this one. Now let's get to the next fight, a very, very interesting and close one. Henry Cejudo versus Patton Talbot. And Henry Cejudo and Patton Talbot has both driver 9, life path 9 combination. Both the fighters have same driver, same life path, and but Henry Cejudo is going through his personal year 2, which is not that great. And whereas Peyton Talbot is going through his personal year 9, which is also not that great, but better than Henry Cejudo. Now, let's talk about the technicality. Peyton Talbot is not been tested against good wrestlers. And in his last loss against Barcelos, he was dominated by Barcelos in the wrestling. And Henry might do the same to Patton Talbot, but he is not going through his good time phase. Also, he is 38-year-old, and Patton Talbot is just 27-year-old and just entered in his prime. So I am going with youth energy in this one. In the last card, also there were so many fighters having the edge gap, and the younger fighters won. So now let's talk about the next event, Jan Bohovic versus Bogdan Guskov. The one thing about Jan Bohovic had that he is not that active. He has just fought 2 3 times in last 3 years, and whereas Bogdan Guskov is quite active and has driver 3, life path 6, and going through his personal year 3, which is in full alignment with his driver 3. So I am going with Bogdan Guskov in this one because Jan Bohovic is not that active in UFC in his last 2 3 years, and Bogdan Guskov has momentum behind him. and I think he might get a KO over Jan Bovic. Now let's move to the next one. Grant Dawson versus Minel Torres. So the Minel Torres has a unique and rare combination of same driver and life path. He has driver 7, life path 7, a great powerful combination and going through his personal year 1, which is also great. So alignments are in Minel Torres side. Let's see Grant Dawson. He has driver 2, life path 9, but going through his personal year 4, which is not good for his driver 2 and life path 9. But the universal day 9 favors Grant Dawson. But the overall time is better for Menel Torres in this one. So I am going with Menel Torres. Sorry, I am going with Menel Torres in this one. Now let's move to the next fight. Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan in lightweight division. And now let's talk about Terrence McKinney has driver 6, life path 2, and going through his year number 6. So his personal year 6 is in full alignment with his driver, and it is a very powerful combination. And this year also goes great for Terence McKinney as he has won most of the fights this year. And whereas Chris Duncan has driver 1, life path 1, a great combination as well, and a rare one. Going through his personal year 6, which is an average combination for Chris Duncan, even though the Universal Day 9 supports Chris Duncan, but can support to an extent, not the powerful combination between them is Terence McKinney's combination. So I am going with Terence McKinney in this one. The next one is women's bout in flyweight division. Messi Barber versus Karin Silva. So Messi Barber is driver 9, life path 5. A great powerful combination. The number 9 gives aggression. Number 5 gives luck, communication, and the number 5 is very powerful number, and it is very less present number in the grid. There are so less people with having this number, and it completes the grid. She is going through her personal year 5, which is not that great, but her age, 27-year-old, is supportive and in her favor. Now talk about her opponent, Karin Silva. She is driver 2, life path 9, going through year number 5. So year number 5 is also not that great for Karin Silva as well as she has driver life path 9. But the Universal Day 9 supports her, so the fight will be close. But Messi Barber will win as she has numerology and technical edge in this matchup. Now let's talk about the next fight. Nazim Sadiko versus Fares Zaim. This is very close fight and Nazim has quite fresh record 11 and 1. But Fares Zaim is in UFC for a little longer than Nazim. Nazim has driver 7, life path 8, going through his year number 3, which is good combination and good time. Whereas Fares Zaim has driver 3, life path 5, going through his personal year 6, which is a point of concern for Fares Zaim. So I am going with Nazim Sadiko in this one. The fight will be close, and both the fighters are quite powerful, but I think Nazim will get the win as he has the numerology edge in this one. The next one is Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira. Marvin Vettori is former title challenger in middleweight bout, but now he is in early prelims card. So not good for him. But he has fought best of the best and never been finished. Marvin Vittori has driver 2, life path 6, a great combination, and going through his personal year 2, which is in full alignment with his driver 2. So quite powerful combination. Whereas Bruno Ferreira has driver 4, life path 9, a powerful combination going through year number 6. So 9-4 combination is very violent and powerful combination. People with this combination are masters of KOing people. They can knock out anyone. So it is a very powerful combination. But the time and the experience goes to Marvin Vettori. So I am going with Marvin Vettori in this one, even though Bruno Ferreira has good knockout power. But that power might not give results against Marvin Vettori as he is too much of a durable fighter. So I am going with Marvin Vettori in this one, and this fight might go to distance. Now let's talk about Edson Barbosa versus Julian Turner. Edson Barbosa is driver 3, life path 1, a great combination, and going through his personal year 4, which is an average, I can say, time for him. Whereas Julian Turner is driver 9, life path 2, a powerful combination, but going through his year number 5, the year of unpredictability and year of ups and downs, sudden trips. So both the fighters are not facing a good time, but the powerful combination is Edson Barbosa, but the age factor is not in his side. So I am going with Julian Turner in this one. Next one is Evo. eh, Next one is Ivo Baransky versus Ivo Aslan. Quite difficult name to pronounce. Evo has driver 2, life path 4, and going through his personal year 4, which is good, and he has quite fresh record of 6 and 0, undefeated fighter, whereas opponent Evo Aslan has driver 5, life path 7, going through year number 9, which is not great. Year number 9 for driver 5 is not good, and so that I am going with Ivo Bereneski in this one. Next one is Mossar Abdul Malik versus Antonio Torosili. This fight is one-sided in odds, and Mansoor Abdul Malik is quite a heavy favorite. In this one, he has driver 7, life path 7, a rare combination as well. But going through his personal year 8, which is not good. For number 7, number 8 is not so resultive. It is not a good time for number 7 having the personal year 8. Whereas his opponent, Antonio Trisoli, has driver 6, life path 1. A powerful combination, but going through his personal year 9. So both fighters are not going through their good times. And but the as the Mansoor Abdul Malik is quite heavily favorite in this matchup, even though the numerology has not goes to Mansoor Abdul Malik, we have to pick Mansoor because of his technicality as he is so big of a favorite. So I'm going with Mansoor in this one, even though at this price Antonio is good. The next and final fight of the card is Muhammad Naimo versus Maron Santos. Muhammad Naimo is driver 7, life path 2, and going through his personal year 8, which is not great. A troublesome time for driver 7, whereas his opponent Mario Santos is driver 1, life path 9, going through year number 7, which is also an average time, but better than Mohammad Naimov's time. So I am going with Mario Santos in this one as he has a very powerful combination of driver 1, life path 9, 1 and 9 are great combination. So I am going with Mario Santos in this one. So that's my breakdown for UFC 323 Merab Dvalishvili versus Peter Yan 2. And in this card, I have picked five underdogs. First one is Joshua Wen. The second one is Bogdan Guskov. The third one is Manil Torres. And fourth one is Teres McKinney. And fifth one is Nazim Sadekov. So these are the five underdogs I have picked for UFC 323. So thanks for watching and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and comment your opinion, your picks in the comments and God bless. Thanks for watching.